All right, good morning. I'm here with John Barbish from Barbish Financial Group. He's a new co-tenant in our building, and actually we're reunited because when I first started my law firm, he was kind enough to let me crash in his office for a few months. And now he's here in Willoughby with me and Land Insurance, and it's great to have him here in the building. And I was talking to him this morning about him being a financial advisor, what kind of tips or what thoughts he might have for somebody when they're recently divorced or going through a divorce, what kind of financial things they should be thinking about or doing. So that's what I asked him to talk about here this morning. So go ahead.
Great.
Please.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks for having me. Yeah, and it's obviously a very difficult time, not only emotionally, but financially. You're going from two incomes to one income. You might be splitting the bills, and now you're paying all the bills yourself. So, first, as the foundation, you want to go through a budget, list out all of your needs, all of your wants, and make sure those are categorized. And that's going to be something you're going to want to do, review that every month, maybe for the first 6 months to a year. And then you can get to a point where you're reviewing that maybe every quarter or every 6 months. Just as things change and as as child support changes, alimony changes, you're going to have a lot of those financial changes probably for the next couple of years. And then if you get into a new relationship, it's going to change again. Start with the budget, review all of your accounts, update beneficiaries. A lot of people forget to do that. I've seen people divorced for 10 years and they still have their ex-spouses on as beneficiaries. And if something happens to you, the courts don't care if you're divorced. It goes by the contract of that account. That person will get that money. That includes, pensions, anything of that nature. If you don't get remarried, check Social Security, spousal benefits. You can file against your spouse's benefits if you've been married for 10 years and you're not remarried, if you're close to that retirement age. And then really after that, after you get your budget situated, you figure out how much you can save. You want to talk to a financial advisor and do some projections on a new retirement timeline. If it's just going to be you for a while, figure out, okay, how much assets do I have? How long is alimony going to be paid for? Child support, are my expenses going to go up when the child support and alimony drops off? And then how much do you have to save to start securing your own retirement again? So those are some of the things I would start with.
Okay. What about when a retirement account is divided as part of divorce? That's something you work with your clients on if they've got a rollover situation or a Q.
Yep. Yeah. The QDRO or Qualified Domestic Relations Order, if the judge decree or the divorce decree says, hey, the wife gets 50% of the husband's 401k or pension. You don't want to just take that as a check. You're going to pay taxes on that and usually early withdrawal penalties. But you can open up your own IRA, or if you have an existing IRA, you can deposit that into your existing IRA and then just use that for your retirement.
All right. Well, thank you for taking a couple minutes here this morning.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.